we can decide that, okay, we are doing without you. They are the one to lose, not us. When we have that scheme, we can make our insurance, 30 million Kenyans, and to contribute in that, and to align with hospitals. It is very much possible. So now we need our media, because you see, even as we are speaking in these spaces, we have spoken a lot of things that can be very impactful to our country. But the problem is, sometimes they are not captured. So unapata kwamba we keep on repeating and repeating and repeating because they are not captured anywhere, that we can be able to be referring. So we really, really need our own media. Thank you so much, guys. Let's continue retweeting. Let's continue sharing the space and request the mic. Kindly request the mic. Continue. Yes.
I hope you guys are okay, because I've been working on them. Personally, let me make this clear. I wasn't for the party at the beginning, but along the way I felt like because we are fighting the political class, then we really need political issues. And of course, I've seen more than 9 groups from this movement. They are coming up with their political parties. Yeah, I've seen a party from certain friends. I know them. They're always on this platform. I've seen a party for Morara. I've seen a party for. I just can't mention all of them. Yeah, and so I think currently we really need to see where we are heading to. Yeah, if you want to occupy those positions in the parliament, for example, when the general election comes, mi sijui kama itakuwa 2027 ama it will be earlier than 2027, but when that time comes, then we, the young people, the movement, the Gen X, Gen Z, the millennials, I think we should put aside our differences. Yeah, because I can see at times I feel like there are some people who have their personal interest, and I feel like if you're coming on the movement with the personal interest, then we need to put aside our personal differences and the interest, then we march forward. And of course, currently I've been trying to, because I saw the Inject party, they are looking for a party symbol. So I gave a task to all the graphic designers to come up with different symbols and see which one is the best. Then so I've shared with the team. I'm waiting for their response. But guys, currently mimi naona tuachane na hizi vita tumekuwa tunapigana hapo online, because leo utasikia sijui Morara is a con man, sijui Hanifa sijui pesa za hospital, sijui there is this guy called Osama, sijui alilipwa. But guys, I feel like we should put those differences aside. Yeah, we bring each and every person on board and ensure that we consolidate all the efforts zenye ziko behind those people. Currently, from where I sit, I feel like somebody like, okay, si ati nawapigia debe, but someone like Osama Odero, he has his followers. There are some people, hata kama ni 10, but probably they buy his ideas. We have someone like Morara, hata kama mnasema those issues, we have a lot of issues, of course. Kila mtu hajai kuwa na nini. Hakuna mtu ashai kosa dukuduku. Yeah, but he has followers. He has people who believe in him. Someone like Hanifa, she has people who believe in him. Me here, I know you guys, some of you believe in me. And I felt like we now bring each and every person on board. Yeah, because if you're going to leave any person behind, then the current government we are having, the government ya Ruto can pick someone from us and sponsor them. And now they'll be bringing confusion in this movement. And when Ruto sponsor that person, be 100% sure that there are some people in the movement who will fall for that trap. Yeah. And maybe 3/4 of the movement will now come to our side. But now the win will be Ruto's win. And so I feel like currently, let us look at each and every person at the beginning walianza in this movement. Hata kama tunasema they are snitches, hata kama tunasema they are probably they sold us, but I feel like we should just try and bring them on board. But what we are targeting is not even their presence. What we are targeting is that following they are having, is those people who believe in them, that they are having, probably kama ni hapa X platform, kama ni Instagram, kama ni pale Twitter, because most of the young people, the only thing zenye sisi tunafanya saizi is just being online. You guys always wonder why I'm always on this platform 24/7. At times you ask me, at what time do I sleep? And because I'm a young person who believe in technology, I just have to forge forward. And so Mimi, I feel like let us bring those people on board. Yeah, it's just my request. It's not my decision. It's just a request that tuache hizo shananingas tukua tunafanya. Me personally, I've always said that someone like Otero, during that time when we had a space with the president, I was so much angered, and I requested Otero. In fact, I called him. I told him, "Well, man, you guys are talking nonsense on this platform. Just give me the microphone and leave everything on my end." And the guy sent me the microphone in my DM. And so when I went there, that request only, it became a game changer. Yeah. If you had that conversation between me and the president, you find out that most of the people were buying ideas, because I was saying exactly as you, Toria, Fabish, I can see Beatrice here, Asma, you could have said on that platform without fear of anything. And so, if we're having people who has a huge following because we are on this platform, then let us put our differences aside. Just that one is just my request, that we bring them on board. But now let us buy the idea, but let us look after the people who believe in them, so that we can consolidate all the efforts, all the young people and the older people who believe in this cause. We ensure that we are bringing them on board. And then, kama ni party, let all those parties be formed. But now, we look after one party, the party that will speak the mind of us. But if we are going to have so many parties, then we can always bring them on board. Yeah? Then we form something called a coalition. I'm not talking as a politician. We bring, we form a coalition. Then after forming this coalition, we announce ourselves as the official opposition party or the official opposition coalition in this republic. Then we make demands of what we want. If we want the president to go, then he should go as early as we make the demand. If we want the deputy president to go, he or she should go. If you want the IEBC to be constituted, like what Ruto said, then within no time, like in less than 24 hours, it means that the IEBC should be constituted. And so guys, personally, I feel like all these problems we're having, currently we're talking about the reject SHIF, that's the Social Health Insurance Fund. We are talking about the SHA, the Social Health Authority. We are talking about Adani. We are talking about the issues that affects the students with the new university funding model. We are talking about the issues of the government trying to ensure that they put those toll stations on our roads, the Kenya National Highways Authority, whereby they'll be collecting the taxes. We are talking about the 16% VAT that is currently being charged on the commodities we are importing and even exporting at some point. So these things, we can put them in a single basket. In that single basket, we look deeply in them, and we if we find out that the current regime is responsible of this shit that is happening, then we call for their demise. We say that now we want to dissolve the parliament. The parliament should go. We want to dissolve the executive, meaning the president, the deputy president, and all the cabinet secretaries, they should go home. We want to dissolve even the judiciary, because currently even the chief justice is always crying for justice. We say, let them go. And now we build this nation from scratch. And so I feel like, because nimekuwa naona hapa bana, kuna watu wanajibizana tu, and at some point mimi penye nimekaa, I feel like you guys are always bringing us back to where we came from. And so I think like we put our differences aside. Personally, here is KOT. You guys call me KOT, but my official name is Mabonga. I feel like I've always have the negative side of me, but don't look at that negative side. Look at what I'm bringing here. Somebody like on Sando, he has his negativity. Let us look at his positivity and leave the negativity, and we ensure that we bring each and every person on board. And then after that, we can always march forward. And you guys, if you don't believe this, just remember what happened yesterday. We had almost 1,000 people here, and we called for the assemble at inaitwaje hapo Milimani Lokot. And some of you really turned up. Yeah, if we wouldn't have that unity, then nobody could have availed themselves there. And so, guys, Mimi is just my request. Let us put all our differences aside. Let us ensure that we are coming together as a movement, as young people, as the the millennials, as the Gen X. We come together, then we ensure that we consolidate all the efforts. Let us not give Ruto and his allies an avenue whereby they can pass across us. They pick a faction of us, they sit with them. Remember that this person, at some point, I think it was last month, where he went for the university student leaders. He called them at Bomas of Kenya under the UDS, university chapters. But most of the students who don't believe in him, they were chanting, Ruto must go. So guys, Mimi, it's just my request. Saizi nimeamuka kwa usingizi because I've been sleeping. You know, I always spend time on this platform. But I wanted to say that let us put our differences aside. We bring all those issues in one basket, and then we ask ourselves, who is the barrier? Like, who is the genesis of all these issues? If it's Ruto, then sisi wote pamoja tusimame tuseme Ruto must go, and we mean it. Sio kukuja tu hapa we chant, we submit our issues, then go back at home and sleep. Like, there is a person mwenye alisema ati bwana, jana kazi ulifanya shoddy work because watu wachache walikuja, and I was asking him, wewe ulikuwa wapi? And he said I was in Eldoret. Kasema okay, sawa, ni kwa sababu haukufika. So if you were here, probably unge ensure that this work it goes as planned. But guys, that's just my concern. Sijui ni mnaona aje, but because you are the people, I will always respect your decision on this platform. So Fabish, we can forge forward.
Thanks sana KOT. Kwanza, hiyo kitu umesema, yani hiyo ndio kitu ambao it is very very important. One of the tactics ambao government aliaona, nafikiri ulikuwa unalala, nilikuwa nimepatia watu the chronology, the history. Wakati multiparty ilianza, wakati mmoja alikuwa amekataa kuachilia multiparty, then wakati movement ilikuwa very hot, then Moi akawachilia. Immediately Moi alipoachilia that section 2A of the constitution by then, now ikakuwa ina allow multi-party. So the movement by then, led by akina Stanley, Kenneth Njindo Matiba, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Martin Shikuku, kulikuwa na Rubia, Mwai Kibaki, Raila Odinga, walikuwa ndio mayouths, akina kijana wa Malwa, akina Paul Mwite, hawa akina Martha Karua, kina Jim Orengo, kina Anyang' Nyong'o, all those. So they went and registered a political party, just one. Walita Forum of Restoration of Democracy, FORD. Now, Moi, what Moi did, akaenda akasponsor uko ndani. Now, the opposition split. Kwanza FORD ikaanza kuanguka, Kenneth Matiba akaenda na yake FORD asili, Jaramogi akaenda na yake FORD Kenya, then kukakuwa na I think Kibaki akaenda na yake DP, kukakuwa na ingine akina George Anyona. There was a guy from Kisii alikuwa anaitwa George Anyona, akaenda na yake ilikuwa inaitwa PIC. Then there was another one. I think they formed nearly 7 political parties. That is how the opposition was smashed. They disintegrated. They could not stand against Moi. Na hivyo ndio iliendelea mpaka 1997. It was in 2002 when now the opposition, wakawacha their differences. That is when Mwai Kibaki, Raila Odinga, Eugene Wamalwa, Charity Ngilu, wakafold all their political parties na wakaform ile ilikuwa inaitwa I think Rainbow Coalition, National Alliance of Rainbow Coalition, NAC. And that is how they were able to defeat the Moi project, which it was Uhuru by then. It is something KOT that 100% from where I'm seated here, I am seeing Ruto is instigating the same. But you cannot know, because these people, they are schemers. Understand that Ruto is a very good student of Moi. So now there's a possibility he's applying the same. Na tuwezi kujua. They are the one that they are sponsoring. Before realize maybe hata KOT watakuwa najaribu kuapproach. He cannot come direct. He lose the proxies. KOT form a political party. That is actually the tactic that he's using. Now, imagine KOT with this movement. Sasa tukwe na Morara. Tukwe na kina Anifa. Maybe Anifa say more, minority. Lazima pia, sisi ndio tuko mbele. Maybe nani aenda aseme yake. Tukwe na 5 political parties. Now, Fabish niko hapa maybe nasimama Kisauni. Kama member of parliament. And then, kuna KOT kuna political party yake, na amesimamisha candidate wake. Maybe me, let's say, nimesimama na Morara. Sasa hapo tumekuwa candidate wawili. Maybe Anifa na amesimamisha candidate wake. Now remember, wale watu wa movement wa Kisauni, wataenda kugawanya kura kwa debe 5. Alafu Ruto atakuwa na wake moja pale. So, if we are 15,000, alafu tugawanye mara 5. Tayari unaona tutakuwa na 3,000. Maybe candidate wa Ruto anaweza kusanya 4,000. That is how he's going to win. And that is a replica of even the presidential election. If 5 people are going to kwenda kusimama, I know saizi ukiuliza watu wana register political parties watakwambia no, we can even decide to form a coalition. But if we cannot agree now, how sure are we that we are going to form a coalition in future? Because the more we stay split, the more a lot of differences inatokea kati yetu, and chances of reconciling inazidi kukua nini, kukua dim. So I agree with you, KOT. I like the piece that you are making now. Even I think in the near future, nataka tuone tukitengeza platform, tumlete huyo Sam Otero, tumlete Anifa, tulete, you know, all those people ambao tulianza wote movement. There is nothing that is irreconcilable. Important is that we know why we started this movement. It was not about personalities. It was not about personal differences. You don't need to start screaming KOT, analala namna gani, anafanya scandal gani, anaongea namna gani. No. We did not start the movement because of KOT, Mabonga. Our goal is William Ruto, and William Ruto is still there. So why are we diverting now kuangalia ati sijui KOT jana sijui alisema nani, sijui KOT alifanya nini, sijui Morara sijui amefanya nini? It was not about these people. Our objective is still there. The thorn is still in our throat. Tungangane kwanza kutoa hiyo. Now Ruto umesikia mara nyingi, hata juzi wakati alikuwa analeta kina Raila akisema government ni kubwa, inatosha kila moja. That is the only thing that ninaweza kusikia Ruto. So tukitoa Ruto, government ita accommodate kila moja. Lakini tusifike huko kwanza. Tuanzie hapa. It is only because of unity that we can be able to defeat our enemy. Personal differences will always be there. Even with your own blood brother. You cannot tell me that you have brothers that sometimes hausikii kwamba kuna vile wamekuudhi, but do you cut them off? No. They will still be your brothers. We were united for a common purpose. And that common purpose is still there. So tuache hizi ma differences. Hata kama unasema sijui nani alikuwa ameenda wapi, nani alikuwa ameenda wapi, umeenda wapi, umerudi na ukasema guys we are still together. Let's remain on the course. So KOT, I support you in movement. Hatuhitaji kubear grudges. Maanake tunajua kwamba we are fighting one common enemy. Tukienda kuwinda simba, alafu tuanze kupigana huko msituni, simba atakuwa anakuja akikula moja baada ya mwingine. Ndio sababu Waswahili wanasema vita vya panzi neema ya kunguru. The more we are fighting, the more Ruto is benefiting. The more we are fighting, the more our enemy is finding opportunity to infiltrate us. So, ninakuunga mkono KOT 100%. This is what I've been expecting to hear. And I tell you, this is a good information now that you can relay. Let's reconcile. Let's stick together. Tusianze kupigana. Movement inahitaji watu. Movement inahitaji marafiki. We need to form alliances. Even as we are talking of alliances, not all politicians tutaweka kwa gunia moja. There are those that are useful to us. Akina Martha Karua uliona juzi yako katika mstari wa mbele anapigania juu ya Morara. Okia Omtata, he has been with us. Ruben Kigame, he has always been with us. These are people that we need in our movement. They are useful to us. And then there are also people that we can use them the way they have been using us. For example, hata huyu Rigiji akikuwa impeached, we can put him behind us because atakuwa na information ambayo itatusaidia to know the weakness of Ruto. We have to understand that. Hatuwezi kusema tu kwamba ati hapana hata sisi tunaringa tu. No. We have to be wise in a movement. Kuna watu, yes, we cannot allow them to be in front. But we need them amongst us because they have information that we need. That is why watu kama kina Martha Karua, they have been in these spaces for very long time. They have been in movement for very long time, revolution. There are some secrets that they know that we don't know. There are some connections that they have that we don't have. This war that we are in is not a small war. Kupigana na serikali anywhere in this world is not an easy thing. Serikali huwa iko na system. Watu mkisikia tu system is not system within the country, even outside the country. You think Ruto anatoa pia na jote? So we need to know how the system works. And all of us, we can be rest assured that we don't know how that system operates. But there are people that they have been in those lines and both they know how to penetrate those systems. The reason why unaona Raila hajawahi kuuawa ni sababu yeye ni mtu alikaa na akapenetrate na akajua how the system works. The reason why Raila unaona na zingine anaweza kupeleka maandamano hata katishiwa, lakini uko na simu moja imetoka somewhere na president akanyamaza na president akaanza kumtafuta kufanya handshake na yeye because amejua kupenetrate. We cannot just go blindly. So we don't need to be divided. We don't need to be divided. This is not a small war. This is not a child play. It's not a child play. Hata si jambo tunaongea hapa. Don't think that is a child play. Ukiwa na audacity ya kuzungumza, know that you are very daring and you already put your life in the line of danger. But tumejitolea. Wote ambao tuko hapa hata listeners, wote tumejitolea. Lakini msifikiri kwamba tunikujitolea tu it is a child play. It is not a joke. When government declare you an enemy, these people, they have everything. They have intelligence. They have all the resources they need. They have technology in their disposal. We don't have. Yes, ulisikia kama ule Beatrice vile alikuwa anaongea hapa. She has all it takes, but what she lacks is resources. She has all the skills. But now government have both the skills and the resources to fight with us. And the mechanism. And the structures. Kwa hivyo hii Keoti anazungumza, the reason why unaona Keoti anazungumza, maybe hajataka kuzungumza kila kitu. But because of these few days, he has been privileged, amezunguka hii Kenya, na kuna vitu ambao ameona. Sio tu kwamba tu anaongea out of nowhere. Since Keoti atoke kwa online akatembea mashinani akaangalia, I'm sure kuna vitu ambao amejionea akajua yes, this is not a small journey. So guys, mtu asikuje kwa space tukaanza kurusha, tukaanza kusema as long as we are subscribing to the same course, let's unite, let's focus, let's strategize as one. Mtu wote mwenye anatusupport, mtu wote mwenye ni enemy wa Ruto, we always say the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Automatically. There is no two language about it. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Sasa mkishamalizana na your enemy, then now you know the side ambao huyo sasa enemy wa your enemy alikuwa anakaa. But as long as you are united for one cause, so Keoti, please, I would be very happy kwamba kuna siku ambao tunao spaces with all those people. Tusianze kupiga kina Kimuzi, tukapiga hawa kina nani. Watu wanafanya mistakes. We are human beings. We are human beings. Hakuna mtu hawezi kufanya makosa. Na we do mistakes, we regret, and we have to get back to the course. So kama kuna mistake mtu mmoja alifanya wakati moja, haimaanishi kwamba that is what defines them. Now, mtu kama this guy ambao tumekuwa tukimpiga sana, Otero, just a mistake alifanya siku moja, na ile kazi alifanya from even before that June, and then tunasahau kila kitu just because of that one thing that he did. We sacrifice him. It is not fair. Baada ya kukua movement, enemy wake bado ni yule. Anifa ni mtu ambao unaona amefanya kazi nyingi. Even this guy that we keep on also attacking him, Boniface have fought for this against this government for a very long time. But now because government akina Itumbi wamekuja wakasukuma, because Dennis Itumbi, kumbuka ile kazi yako pale ni kuangalia. Kesho utasikia ameanza kusema Keoti kina Morara sijui anachukua pesa kutoka wapi, sijui anafanya nini, and they will want to make us believe that those government bloggers, they are genius in their own way. If we are not careful, you are going to be misled. Same with NIS. They'll be here. They'll be even DMing you. Unakaa kidogo unaona mtu amekudm. Umesikia hii story gani? Umesikia KOT. KOT unajua anafanya kazi Ruto. Asiwadanganye kwa spaces. And you will believe. They are in these spaces. They are strategizing. And that is why I agree. Unaona Beatrice anasema kwa nini Beatrice, kumbuka ni sorry, nitakurifaa kidogo Beatrice, lakini ametupatia insight nzuri. Yeah, she's a journalist. Amekuwa na these people. That's why she's not comfortable to discuss strategies here, because she knows. So let's be careful. Na tuache mambo ya kubaguana. The more we get divided, the more tunamalizwa. Thank you so much, KOT. I support. Toria. Okay, on Sando.
Yes, sir. Thank you for recognizing me. Yes, I want to agree with everything that you've said. And I want to look at it from a different perspective. Myself, I was a Baba diehard. Okay, up until he used the opportunity that we created to destroy everything that we built within a very short period of time, just to benefit himself. So the fact that people from Ruto's side can look at me and say, like, trust me that I don't have anything to do with Baba anymore, is the same way I want to look at anybody who was working with Ruto before and now they don't want to work with him. Now those can be my friends. So I totally agree with what you said. Enemy of your enemy is your friend. It doesn't matter how, the bottom line is that person is your enemy, both of you. So you can have a common purpose and, figure out ways to defeat him. Ruto is already getting defeated. We are defeating him in every way. Right now, what they are trying to do is to overwhelm us with a lot of bullshit in quotes. But I don't think they are smarter than we are. We're on the right path. All we just need to do is to keep going. I don't necessarily think that some of us are the ones throwing people who seem to be with us from the beginning under the bus. Maybe this is the work of the NIS and people who work for the government who are spreading false rumors and misinformation about the examples that you've given, the likes of Osama Otero. I don't think any of us has fought him really. Most articles are coming from the government bloggers, painting him in, a manner likely to suggest that he is working with Ruto. Myself, I've never blamed the nigger, For all I care, the guy just hosted the space and I joined that day. I don't think he did anything stupid. The only stupid thing he did that day was he was not in control. So they selectively picked people they knew. But I'm happy because KOT here got a chance to speak, and he's the only person who spoke to Ruto directly. At least we got represented there. So I don't blame him for anything. But after that date, so the things that came out was from the other side, the side that we are fighting. They have always tried to divide us, and they're trying to work so hard every day to divide us. They are here with us today. They will be listening. There's the reason why they've never hosted any kind of a space supporting the government. Now, I want to commend the job that KOT is doing, kuzunguka, kuinject civic education. I think this is not a one man job. We all collectively have to. I suggested myself. What I'm doing is where I come from. I want to make sure that I'm encouraging young people to stand up and vie and fight to fix the system. And by so doing, I'm also discouraging people who are the age of my father and older to simply slow down and retire and support young people. Why? And the reason I'm giving them is the system we have in place cannot allow them to lead us in a proper way. So it's better if they give us a chance, young people, to transform the system. The problem we have is the system. The systems are broken. Everything is broken. So it's going to take a couple of years to fix that. And that's why we want to encourage young people, just wherever you are. I know Kevin Mabonga is going to dethrone one stupid Didmas Baraza from that seat. I wish you all the best, by the way. We'll be behind you. We want to make sure that you get to that seat. And so I'm encouraging many young people here to stand up. Our enemy is Ruto. He's our enemy today. He's our enemy tomorrow. He's been our enemy ever since. As long as I can remember. This guy has always been against anything good. It's all about himself and himself. That's all. Now, whatever the issues they're having in his government, whether or not they want to impeach somebody, I don't care. He's never been one of us. He's never condemned any killings. He's never condemned any abductions. So I don't give a whatever shit about what happens to him next. And whether or not he gets impeached tomorrow, it's none of my business. In fact, that is even good for us. We want them all out. So if they're taking themselves out one by one, I have nothing to do with it. I'm never gonna defend him. I want him out by tomorrow. And then if they decide to take one Moses Wetangula out, I don't care. I don't like them. They're in this rotten government, scandals after scandals. Let them take themselves out one by one. But the clock is ticking. I know if they are lucky to get to 2027, I think that's the end of their tenure. We are coming to sweep every swamp. They will not survive whatever that is coming. And they know it. They are not going to survive. We are going to sweep everything out. This guy is a one-term president. He is arrogant now because he's sworn in. That's okay. His time is running out slowly, but very, very fast. All we can do right now is to go back. Let us go back to our villages. You don't come from my village. I don't come from your village. What impact are you making on your own village? We should be our own ambassadors. We have to change this country. It's our obligation to change it. We have to speak to people directly, look into their eyes. I already know. In fact, by late last year, even before we started this movement, people were already getting tired of this guy. Nobody likes him. And that is one thing that pisses him off. That is one thing that gives Ruto sleepless nights. You think he doesn't know? This guy knows. He has intelligence briefing. He knows. Nobody likes him. So at the moment, nobody wants him to be a leader. So he's trying to, run everything to the anajaribu kuharibu kila kitu, so that whoever who comes in next will have to start from zero. But that is fine. Wacha haribu kila kitu, but we will fix everything. We will fix everything, and some people will be jailed. Hapa Kenya too. I want to support whoever who is saying these people should be tried and jailed here in our country. They need to feel it here. Hawatoroki, hawaendi mahali. Wametuharibia inchi, wametuibia, watawekwa kwa jela hapa. So I agree with everything that you said, my co-host. It's time to unite. Do not get distracted. If somebody comes here and they start to talk about, other blaming other people for some reasons, that is not why we're here. We have a common purpose. Ruto is our enemy. For us, whatever it takes to take him out, I'm in. Any plan, I'm in. That's all I have to say for now. Thanks.
Hey, okay. Onsando, are you done? Onsando?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Yes, I'm done, sir. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. I agree with you 100%. What you have just say. We need to remain focused. We need to, but all in all, we have to, because movement need numbers. But if we start now to disintegrate, William Ruto will use that opportunity, because he's a very opportunist and he's a schemer. This movement is a threat to him. I know he will not be sleeping. He's overworking day and night. Sending Akina Dennis Itumbi. That is why they are always camping on these spaces, getting information. How is he going to infiltrate? How is he going to scatter the movement? How many people can be compromised? Who are the potential leaders that they can be compromised. So na hapa inaenda bado, like previously tulikuwa leaderless, but now some leaders have emerged, or people who they think that maybe they are leaders, because even us, we are not saying that the people that we have in the front line are leaders. They are just in the front line of movement, but we are not necessarily saying that they are leaders. Tomorrow we might decide to bring others and surprise them. So important is to stay focused. The only ambition that we need is to remove Ruto. Other ambitions we can set aside first. The ambition to become what? That one first we can set aside. We should only focus on one ambition, and that is to remove William Ruto. and his rotten regime. Another ambition that we should have is to always advocate for good governance, transparency, accountability, and justice. Those should be the key ambition for everyone. These are the ambitions that I want to be who, that one can always be compromised. You know, those are the dreams that you can always achieve. If you have that resilience in you, you will always achieve. Even if you don't achieve next year, you will always achieve that. But remember that you cannot achieve in an environment where there is injustice, environment, you know, where there is no accountability, there is no transparency, there is no security, there is no freedom of movement and even that of speech. So those are the things that we are fighting for. And we should stay focused on that and strategize on that. Alafu hizi zingine zitakuja tu baadaye. So kindly, folks, let's keep sharing the space, retweet, request the mic, come and inject. Inject the knowledge that you have, you know, build the momentum. Any information that you have is very useful. Any information that you have, usijifungie, don't think that, oh, maybe if I share this one, it will know. Every information makes a big impact katika hii movement. Even that small thing that you think, even that thing that maybe you just observe kwa mzee wa nyumba 10, that one can be a game changer to the movement. Because from hizo vitu vidogo vidogo, tunapata mwelekeo. So kindly share the space, request the mic, comment, so that others can read, everyone can read. Yeah, come and inject. Beatrice, do you have anything to say? Beatrice.
Hello, yes. Yeah, I've been meaning to say this. Thank you for asking this, that you see what is it Burkina Faso did? Ibrahim Traore. The French have been chased away from that place, and I say this with much risk of losing solidarity from these international countries, but hey, these guys are coming into Kenya. You see, with all the advocacy we did since June, online about unearthing where we have the minerals and asking the questions on why we have to pay these huge and hefty, debts to the wherever we are borrowing. Well, we have these minerals, and we exposed the people that are doing the mining, and also the attempts to do cover-ups that mining is not going on in these parks. Now, France just decided to relocate to Kenya. Guys, this is how these imperial powers support each other. So they're here, they fund the government, and they also share monies to also give alternative, solutions. And then at the same time now, ask the people to save themselves because they know that they are overtaxing us. Guys, Article 1 of the Constitution, we have the power to say no to France coming to here, coming to Kenya, because it's time for Mother Earth to start healing Germany. People are taking more than enough. I have seen there was accidents today in Ikolomani, in the gold mines in Ikolomani today. Putting profit before people. Africa, Mother Earth needs to start healing. We cannot always produce and produce and produce and produce. We must start healing. They cannot run here for solution on climate change, and we are so damn welcome in Germany for the monies, They cannot always come here and, extort labor from youth. Are you seeing the kind of apathy that is in green spaces? the youth there for as long as they're getting pesa kidogo kidogo. How many people have gotten confirmations for this kazi kwa vijana thing? You know, the kind of apathy that is in these green spaces, Jamani, it's appalling. Because unashindwa, who's supposed to bring solutions? Then who is demanding for labor for us to plant trees for free? The government. Us, who are us? The youth, the women. You know, yani kazi yetu imekuwa tu ni kupatiananga tu free labor in the environment sector. And we are not asking where the big monies that are coming in after the COP20 whatever's debate in Kenya through the national government, how they are being dispersed in the county, and why the youth are not sitting in those steering committees. You know, access to information, Germany. Let us be intentional about creating consciousness, because in anaitwa nani? James Orengo, it says that eternal vigilance is a price of freedom. Lazima tuendelee kuagitate na lazima tukue vigilant enough kupata hard information. So you cannot be needing to take over this power, but at the same time you're not deliberate about our parallel information system. Ni hayo tu, mimi sitaki kuongea sana. Yeah, sitaki kukujiwa, si leo jamani, I'm not ready.
Yeah, uko na information muhimu sana, Beatrice. Thanks for that. There is a guy called James someone. Thank you so much for volunteering for media publication. Please kindly, if you are in this space, you can request a mic if you are comfortable. We really appreciate the work. If you are comfortable, just come to the speakers panel. Sababu sione mali uko hapa, but kama ungekuwa hapa ukuja kwa speakers. If you are comfortable, if you are not comfortable, then we will link from there, and we share, and you tell us how do we go about it. This is very important. Thank you so much for that, your quick response, because we really need media publication, and not only for this, for the whole movement, it will be cutting across all the spaces that they are championing for movement, so that all the information that we share in these spaces, can be able to be consolidated together, and information generated, so that it can reach to the public. The public can consume a clean information that comes from the, from the genuine citizen. As it continue like this, at least it will grow to an extent kwamba sasa public, they will not be fed with hizi macrabs za ambao tunaona watu kama kina Baraza ati watu kama kina Oscar Sudi, and those are the information that are going to be consumed by the public. Immoral things that I don't know why, there are some things that even should not be printed by the media or even broadcasted. But here we are here sharing things that can help this country and generation to come. But you see, it's just going unnoticed because no one will know, apart from people who are in these spaces, that they will be able to listen. So we need at least the public waweze kusikia hizi mambo zote, and we can do that through by media publication. Oh, I'm distracted. So yeah, so Beatrice and anyone who is in a media or has worked in media, not actually who are working currently, because we know that sometimes a lot of editors, they're always compromised. I remember when I was working in the coast, kuna association tulikuwa tumeform and we were advocating around Mombasa. And I remember one time tuliita media including Nation. So and one guy who was kuna jamaa mwingine Mwarabu mzee is a cameraman wa Nation. Akatuibia siri akatuambia, kaniambia Fabish, listen, don't waste your time, don't waste your resources. Anytime ati kwamba you are calling media to write anything about Hassan Joho, akaniambia most of these leading media editors wako katika payslip ya Ali Hassan Joho, and that is why any story that his name appears, it is dead on arrival. And I came to agree on that because kila wakati tulikuwa tukiongea jina Hassan Ali Joho iko hapo, you will never see that story, no matter how big that story is. You will never see it. And you will see all of the media, they were there. Wakiandika, wakiturecord video, wakipiga mapicha, but haita appear anywhere. So that is actually the real picture katika media yetu ya Kenya. When you see them going to this, I remember even kuna wakati tulikuwa na story, and that time tulikuwa na watu wa Kotu, kuna jamaa moja anaitwa Nadome. And even that time, I was really mad because Nadome, after tumechapa hiyo story, then Nadome ananifuta kando. Anaambia unajua sasa, hawa watu wa media tusipoachotea, hii story itakufa. Now let's give them 50K. And what we are doing is, it was in the, public interest. Kumbuka ni Kotu. Na story nyingine tulikuwa tunachapa about public transport. A very genuine story. It was not about promoting business, but we had to pay them. Ndio story katokea. So this is the kind of media that we have. And we are the consumers na tuko wengi. This generation now. So it is high right time now that we have our own media. And this is how media starts. Tunaanza hivyo before realize tumekuwa na media yetu tena kubwa sana, which it is fair and always reporting accurately, and ambayo inaongozwa na watu with passion. Some of this media unajua, we know who are the owners. Yeah. Okay. I see General, before I come to you, Farah was here before, and I think he waited for a very long time. I don't know whether network dropped him. Maybe I should give him, then I come to you, General, kindly. Farah.
Yes, Fabish. Unanisikia?
Tunakusikia. Karibu. Umekuwa hapa mara mbili, alafu ukadrop, na karibu sasa.
Asante sana ndugu yangu. Nilipigiwa simu ndo nikadrop, but this whole Shif, whatever, it's nothing but a huge scandal. And it's the same people, it's the Adanis, because they're behind the healthcare scandals, they're behind the energy scandals, they're behind the airport issues. And I just saw Morara's video that he just released, that Friday there's public participation for the impeachment of the deputy president, and his message is for people to come out and basically say what is good for the neck is also good for the head, so impeach them both. But how the impeachment is structured, I don't think it is possible to add the president to the same issue. But it's also good for people to know that we are still agitated and it's a unifying factor. As long as sisi tuko pamoja and we have one unifying factor and one enemy, and we are all for one cause, I am all for it. One more thing I'd like to say is on the Jumbotron, there's the efforts that Kina Okia Mtata and Kasmul Makore are doing. Tafadhalini. This is not a competition. It is not mambo ya mashindano baina ya Morara na Kina Mtata. Everybody has a civic duty to do what they can do. Support them as much as you can support Morara. Because that all we are doing this for a better country. Mimi sijui Omtata wala sijui Morara personally, but anything they'll need from me, I'll provide, because they both are fighting for what we all want for what we are all agitating for. It's why never make it a competition of popularity between people, especially when one questions the other. It's not about, we will always have discourse amongst ourselves, because none of us is a prophet and none of us is an angel. We are all prone to mistakes, and tukifanya makosa tunarekebishana, tukisharekebishana tunaenda mbele. But at the same time, we must always be conscious. This is not a competition, and it's not a sprint either. So, we are not going for 100 meters. This is a marathon, and within the marathon, it's a relay, where we need each and every person who can do whatever they can do. And especially when people are doing something selflessly, the least that is expected of you is support. Kama hawezi ukatokea streets, kama hawezi ukafanya chochote, don't discourage anybody. Let people do whatever they can do in their own personal capacities, and then we collectively support them. Because hii nchi ni yetu wote, and we all want what is right. Thank you Fabish, thank you Toria, KOT kama kawaida. Fabish. Toria. Kwani mmeenda? Wambugu General
Toria na Fabish wameenda wapi bwana Fara?
Hata mimi nashangaa.
Haya sawa, unajua tukichoka tunabadilishana kidogo, right?
Kama mwenye nyumba amekuja, endelea na kazi.
Mimi hata niko na kazi nyingi huku bwana. I wish you guys knew like what I'm going through to ensure that we stick on the course. I wish you guys knew.
Haya. Acha mimi nitakusaidia for the next 1 hour, then tafute mtu mwingine.
Ukitaka kutoka, you just let me know, right?
No problem. General China 2, then Wambugu. General China.
Yes, good evening, guys. Yeah, so even me want to just make my contribution on this new stuff that Ruto want to bring to us. Is like something new that can change anyone's life, but all this are just shit, because all of us, you know, that NHIF is like something, according to my belief, it is something that was created by this government, because they know that most Kenyans are ignorant. Like, you will find like 40% of Kenyans pay NHIF, and there's no one who benefits from it, or there's no one who always do follow up, like use the cover in the hospital. So the SHS is something that have been created now. It's like a modernized way of stealing from Kenyans. So these people, like, one thing we must appreciate is that this government, there's nothing good they will always bring to us. There's nothing good they will always bring to our benefit. Everything they bring on board is something that benefits them in one way or the other. So like for people who have been using NHIF, like, they tell us that NHIF can help you like in the hospital, but the reality, you people, you know the reality on the ground. You go to an hospital, you're being told like if you have the NHIF, like in the private facilities, most in the private facilities, you cannot, like, there's no good benefit you can get with the NHIF, the one you are using, apart from this shit that is being brought right now. It was not helping in any way. Like, if you go there, they know, first of all, there's always delay, and there's a lot of money that even the NHIF, this one that is being disbanded, there's a lot of money that they are being owed by the government. The government has not paid a lot of money, with the claims of the government of Uhuru Kenyatta did this and this with the money, and we know the people who are there the thieves, the same thieves who are there during the Urusi regime, who are involved in the saga of the NHIF, are now the thieves, the same thieves in this government who have come and sat down and come with this SHA to fool us that like NHIF has been having problems. Now if we get to SHA, it is something new. My friends, I'm telling you, there's nothing new here. These are things we need to just, these are things that we just need to resist because they will not help us. Like, in the first place, we don't even need to waste your time that you are dialing star 147 to move. What are you moving? Which benefit are you going to get? You are forcing yourself into that. And initially, for people who are in salaried, people who are salaried, very well you are surviving. If you go to the hospital, you survive with this insurance that we have in Kenya. We appreciate them because at least if you go to the hospital, you can get you can be admitted even for 4 to 5 days. You find that insurance has covered for you your bill, which we appreciate because it is something you pay and you see the benefit. But this is something that we've been paying, we don't see the benefit first of all. So don't even waste your time that you dial there, that you dial 147 that you want to move. Where are you moving to? Let them do what they want because they have the audacity. They always have every time to deduct the way they want. Let them deduct. Me in personal, I've decided. I know they are deducting something. They always deduct an HIF from my side. Let them move. Let them take the initiative. I don't have time to waste to dial star 147 to move like it is something that is always helping me. Let them deduct it by themselves. Let them take my details because this government, they have all the details. They claim they have our details. Why can't they just do that simple work? Almost 1,000 employees who stay idle in the NHIF offices. That's their job, to move my details to this new sheet they are bringing in place. So first, guys, to show them that we are resisting this stuff, let's not even waste our time. That you waste your bundles. That you want to move from NHIF to SHA because maybe you fear that there's something the government can do. There's no penalty that will be there. They'll still do the same deduction, the same robbery they've been doing. So it is just mind game. The same mind game they've been playing. So guys, me, I'm telling you, like, I'm just tired. Like every time I feel like, where are we heading to? Like as a nation, where are we heading to? Like these people, how do they carry us? Ama wanatuonanga like we are just zombies. Like sisi ni zombie, we don't even know what we are doing. Mtu anakuja tu, you draft something, there's no public participation. No,